Wow, nice size.
Yeah, these are pretty decent.
At least we'll eat once with some potatoes, maybe.
There's a nice one. They froze, remember? We had
Yeah, and we didn't get much off of them. They came back out, but
It came back out after that last
one meal.
freeze.
The tomatoes in my greenhouse are beautiful after that last freeze. And we leave all those little ones.
Anything like this, we just
move them back around
and cover them back up.
They'll come back up.
They'll come back, yeah.
Oh,
look at that one.
Oh, it tried to split because it got too much water. It
was dry and it got too much water on it.
That's a good size. If all of them were that size.
Yep, there's another one. Pretty nice. We try to get all the old potatoes out here that we planted that done dried up, because they kind of like, that's where your disease can get started, stuff like that. But this soil is just, oh, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
I'm one of them kind of people that just like to run my fingers through the soil.
But we also have cold weather coming, so we know these won't survive anymore. They were already going out.
Yeah, they're already going out.
We already harvested in my high tunnel a week or so ago. Oh, look at that. Now that one was doing good.
That was doing really nice. This is a true French fingerling right there. See the way this dirt is? It don't really stick to the potatoes.
Yeah. We're going to have a nice meal today.
Yeah, well, that's a whole thing about it. Is
eating what you have.
Just eating what you can raise, you know what I mean?
Look
at that.
What?
I pulled him up. Look at him.
Oh, man, you managed to get him.
I caught him. That's our culprits. These little jokers right here. Okay. Guys, this is a mole cricket.
These had somebody asked about these.
They will eat your plants off. They got pinchers on them, just like a crawfish. Let me see if I can hold him upside down. Well, I don't know if you can see him. He's got pinchers just like a crawfish.
And if you find those, you need to kill them.
Yeah, you need to get rid of these things. Now,
is there any other way to get rid of them?
There's stuff called milky spore that they say will.
But it takes a while, don't it?
Yeah, it actually multiplies in the soil, and it's really for any soft-bodied insect. Now, I don't know if it's actually labeled for mole crickets or anything like that. I don't know, to be honest with you. And these are just a little small. And in all defense of the potatoes, I have done nothing to them. You know what I mean?
We put them in here and we left them.
I've been working on that other property so much till today is a rain event. We decided to not go over.
But look at this. At least it's a meal. When you're hungry, anything is a meal.
I seen one right there.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Ha ha.
We might end up with 2 meals out of these.
It's possible. Fresh, that's the thing. They're just fresh. Yeah, I mean, these are just, I know these are tiny, but believe it or not, that'll grow a plant. And we just punch them back in the soil, so when we plant something else here, the potatoes will come up around them. And everybody's probably going to say, yeah, but what about companion planting and all this kind of stuff? And guys, what I've learned is there's probably not as much to that as meets the eye. Yes, there are some things that help deter insects. I get that. But I went against all odds. And I've put stuff beside each other that they said don't do it. Like, I'll give you, for instance, if you go back and watch the video, if you can find it, in Ms. Wanda's high tunnel, it said don't grow English peas or green peas, what do you call them? Shelling peas, there's 100 different names for them. Don't plant those next to onions because it won't work. I grew onions that big around and English peas 3 and 4 feet high and onions growing right at the roots of them. I had no problem. I mean, you just have to I don't know what there may be some element of truth to it, and then sometimes I wonder how much they don't want you to grow stuff. Well, let me tell you something I've learned, and y'all don't hate me for this, but I'm amazed at what they don't know. I'm going out there going, okay, they're going out there doing this right here. Putting a plant in the top of it, a tomato, or a squash. And I look at them, I go, what the heck are you doing? They go, we're planting a tomato and a squash. I said, it's not going to grow, it's going to die. Well, that's what that's what they teach us. We need to mound our stuff up. I said, no, for a tomato, you do this right here. I said, you come down here and you make you a long freaking trench. I said, and you lay that root down and you bring that plant over if it gets tall and leggy, and you cover it up and you leave about 3 or 4 leaves sticking out of the ground. I said, that's what you do. I said, that plant will live and stand a drought. Well, they don't tell us that. And I look at the garden that they've been growing. I'm like, what are y'all doing? This is nuts. How do you get any productivity off of it? They said, well, last year we got 6 cucumbers off our plants. I said, I planted 3 plants and got 400 cucumbers off of them. I'm like, no. I said, whatever they've taught y'all is garbage. And so I'm beginning to wonder just what is our system actually teaching people. And their blueberry bushes and their fruit trees, they've sprayed Roundup all around the bottom of them. And there's nothing but dirt. And I'm like, where's your grass and stuff that needs to grow up to the next to the tree? Oh, well, they teach us if we do that, the insects and the critters will destroy our trees. I said, that's why you put a tree wrap on a tree. I said, you leave the grass growing up. I said, you don't even mow it for the first 2 or 3 months. I said, leave it. Just let the grass grow deep, like a permaculture situation. I said, nobody don't go out and mow the woods, and everything grows beautiful. Well, that's just what they tell us in the agriculture department. We need to clean out around our trees where it stays clean. And I said, I'm telling you right now, you come look at my stuff growing, and you look at what you're doing, and you'll see. Not that I'm a genius, but I've learned over the course of time in our climate, that's what you do. They were out there with a water hose watering their potatoes. I said, what are you doing? They said, well, we're watering the potatoes. I said, well, go ahead. I said, you going to rot them? Well, they got to have water about 1 inch a week. I said, not a potato. I said, no. I said, that potato will do just fine on its own. I said, it requires actually very little maintenance if you got the proper nutrition there. And they said, well, they told us we need at least to water them 1 inch a week. I said, yeah, go ahead and do that. They'll all rot. I can't believe they're teaching them that, because in our climate, it's the wrong thing to do. And what I'm learning, they know nothing about nitrogen fixers in the soil. They came over and visited my place and said, when you going to mow all that grass and clover and all out there down? I said, I'm not going to. That's a nitrogen fixer. Well, wouldn't it be simpler just to spread some nitrogen around the tree where you can keep it mowed and look all nice and clean? I said, no. I said, I used to be that way. I'm not no more. I said, now I just let the clover grow up, feed my trees. And when it gets deep and it dies, I go in and mow it. And then it becomes a mulch around the tree. And then the grass comes back up around it, luscious and green, and the tree gets fertilized the way nature intended for it to be. Permaculture at its best. Well, they don't understand anything about permaculture, so that's one of the big issues. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. We got enough of the taters dug today here for us to have a good meal, and I think we're going to take them in and enjoy them. I actually found one more tomato here, so we can have a bit more tomato to go along with that today. And look at this butter crunch lettuce here, guys. This stuff is flawless. It is freaking gorgeous. And then
Miss Wanda's going to have a salad.
Miss Wanda loves that salad stuff now.
And I've been getting the Malabar spinach because it's coming up like crazy in every pot.
Oh, my word.
So I'm pulling up the little ones and adding it to my salad instead of having 500.
Look at the horseradish.
Yeah, it's doing really good.
But look at the romaine. I mean, look at that romaine. That is the most beautiful. You can't buy lettuce in the store that looks that pretty.
I'm having salad.
I know. I
You
know
want
it
me to
looks-
leave you romaine alone for a while?
I really would like for it to make a head. I wish you would just not pull the leaves off
Okay,
of
I'll
it.
do the other.
Eat the butter crunch.
Okay.
Well, this is our seedless grape. We just planted here about, what do you say, about a couple weeks ago?
Probably 2-3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks ago. It's looking nice and pretty. I mean, it's doing good. Here's our second one we planted a couple weeks ago. Look at this. Guys, it is just doing fantastic.
So you got to get your rail up today.
Got to get my stuff up. All this heavy weather coming in here. We're running about 65 degrees and about 68% humidity in here, which is getting a little bit heavy on the heavy side.
And it's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse because the greenhouse is actually open right now. We got to get it all closed up once again for 3 days of cold weather.
And you can get this humidity thermometer at Grower Solutions,
Solutions.
as well as high tunnel kits of all sizes,
All
shapes,
sizes
and
can come from Grower Solutions. You can get all types of gardening stuff. I mean, anything you want, you can get it from Grower Solutions. Okay, guys, here is our Mr. Al Evangeline sweet potato slips starting to come up. They are doing real good. We want to do some covering of them with this freeze coming here so we can make sure we don't lose none of them. They're doing good, and here's another pot. I don't know what the difference is. These pots are side by side, but that one there is just now starting to pop through the soil. Let me show you one of the other problems why we don't do a lot of organic fertilizers. Look at this here, guys. You see this right here? We was buying organic bone meal by the huge bags, and rats come in from outside. It draws rats into the high tunnels here. They come in and chew the bag up and climb down in it and start eating that stuff. So, but look at the white seedless grape. This is its second year to grow. This thing is amazing. It is literally loaded. We've got to do all we can to protect this.
because we got this freeze, and
Yep.
and it's going to be difficult to keep these from freezing.
Yep, and we do have a few more. Look, this rutabaga, that thing's huge.
It needs to come out for the freeze.
Look at this.
Might as well harvest.
Look at that.
Rabbits, chickens will love it.
I mean, this thing is astronomical.
I found even Candy loves it. When she got out the other day, this is what I did. I got a
Look
rutabaga
at that.
and gave her the leaves.
Oh, I see a tater.
You found another potato?
Yeah.
This had potatoes in it last year.
Yeah, last year this had taters in it. They're
Look
still...
at the root system.
Yep, we got to get rid of that. I usually just chop them off right here. Let them go back into the soil.
It doesn't hurt nothing
That doesn't hurt a thing in the world.
because they're not going to grow again.
Nope. That way I'm not toting all the dirt in the house.
And the animals love the
The
leaves.
animals love the leaves now. This thing, look at that. That is a plant.
That's a huge plant.
That is one huge rutabaga. Look at that.
So rutabaga fries,
Yep, that's what I'm guessing is fixing to happen. We also have
a really small
a
cabbage.
little small cabbage here. This one never did really do much when we planted it, but we left it just in case. And I'm going to just come in here and cut the head off of it. Those will go to the critters.
And we will have a little bit of slaw.
Well, actually, there's a purple one over yonder.
Let's go
A
get
red
it.
one. Let's just get it too. All right, we're going to set that one in there.
We collecting.
We got one more right here. This one never did really do much because it was tall and leggy, and it got laid over to the side. See how it
Went sideways.
went sideways and all that stuff. It broke like wood. I'll lay that back in there. But I'm going to just pull this back. We're going to just cut that off. Feed that to the animals. And we got another little, we'll have some red and green coleslaw. The sad part about all this is, that's the end of the coleslaw for us, because we won't buy cabbages from a store.
Now we got to go harvest some carrots.
Now we got to go harvest some carrots.
All right, this is our lettuce that I'm going to lay on top so it doesn't get filthy. And we're going after carrots.
All right, our Fuji jalapeno is beginning to bloom just a little bit. It's starting to leaf back out. We got little flowers and buds popping out on it. We're going to have to protect it from this cold weather that's coming. While it's not raining right at the moment, we decided we'd come out here and see if we could snatch us a few carrots up out of the ground to go with our salad stuff. Oh, let's see here.
Those are nice.
Those are just so nice. It is wonderful to us to be able to just come out here and pull carrots up. When we need a carrot, we can just come out and...
This is the first year we've actually done this, is just eat fresh.
We've usually we come out and harvest a whole bed, and we try to can them and, you know, freeze dry them and all that kind of stuff. But this year we decided to leave them, and we have so many carrots canned until we decided to just leave them and harvest them fresh as we need them.
Now that is some pretty carrots.
That's what we're used to right
Will this
there.
freeze kill them?
Yes, the freeze is going to kill the tops back on them probably.
Do we need to harvest?
It's not going to hurt the carrots.
Okay, because they can come and go for the next year and then produce seed, right?
Yeah.
So if we leave any, we might try for our own carrot seed for next year, right?
Yeah.
We won't get them till next year.
Won't get them till next year. But anyway, this is what we're looking at here.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Look at that. When we wash them, they'll be so bright and pretty and orange. Ms. Wanda's high tunnel's got a little work we got to go do in it. We got to cover up some tomatoes and stuff like that. We got to seal up the doors again and put plastic back over everything because we got 3 days of freezing temperatures coming. Another reason we're trying to get them closed down is because Ms. Wanda has okra coming up. She has cucumbers that's actually blooming, and we're trying to, you know, get all that stuff taken care of. We figured that we was probably beyond any hard freezes. Now getting down to 32 doesn't usually hurt the high tunnel because it stays warm enough on the inside. But when you start dropping down into the 20s with wind chills, that's where you get your damage from. And we have that coming. So we're going to try one more time to just knock this thing out, get it covered up so we can try to protect what little we have growing in them. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.
Isn't that beautiful? This is March, I don't know, center of March, middle of March. It's raining outside. We just did a beautiful harvest. I'm going to have a salad with the curly leaf kale, the butter crunch lettuce, the tomato. I'm going to shred a carrot in there. Maybe a little bit of the red cabbage. I'm going to mix red and green cabbage and carrots together for a slaw. The rutabaga is going to become fries before long. The potatoes are going in the oven with a bunch of our onions, and we're going to bake them. Y'all, this is going to make enough for 2 to 3 meals, maybe 4. We'll get something to eat out of all of this. It's great to eat in season.